I think COVID, the big virus word, did a spin on
Election.
that. A lot of people are allowed to work from home now or choosing to work from home more. So instead of spending that space on a formal dining or a formal living, we're making that an office space. Right when you walk in, you may have double doors office.
So you were talking about keeping on up to date with the trends.
Yeah.
If someone's thinking about building, rehabbing, etc., what are some ways that they can go out and evaluate what the trends are and what maybe not what's popular, but or what's not what's common, what's popular?
Yeah. You have to know your market. You have to know who your client is. You have to know who your customer is. That's really your focus. If you are in this business to make an impact and to provide housing that people really want, then you're going to see what the market's doing. You can see where you can maybe definitely be either equal or how can you one up it. And you want to focus. At the end of the day, you can build whatever, but if your customer doesn't like it or your buyer isn't, then so that's what you really have to listen to and focus on. What are they buying? What are they looking for? Social media is another thing now. There's so many trends on social media that you kind of see what's in. But really, we do a lot on being out in the field, being out in the market, seeing what everyone else is doing, and really, really focusing on what do the customers or buyers want.
So how do you know, how are you listening to the audience or listening to the clientele when the clientele is going to buy pretty much everything that everybody puts out there, especially if it's new? Is it like, hey, let's try this blue wall, and then if it doesn't get sold, you're like, hey, maybe the blue wall is not a good choice?
No, I think where we come from, we want everything to be where anyone, regardless of your style or your color choices, if you moved in, you bought this home, the essentials are there. But you may want to paint an accent wall yourself a different color, or you may want to do something different in a bedroom or whatever. But I think essentially if you give them a platform where everything is clean, fresh, looks up to date, and if they want to come in and make some changes themselves to make it more personalized, then they do that.
But what I'm asking though is like, because I understand listening to the customer and really knowing your customer, but if we live in this bubble of, hey, it's always going to be eggshell white,
Right.
or gold or whatever, unless you're polling the audience, unless unless the clientele, the public, how are we getting a good grasp of what the public actually
What are they
wants?
buying? It's all in.
That's what I'm
it's
asking.
all on market. Like if
So
you
the
pull up your
comps?
market, what are they buying? What does your product compare to? What are they doing that? And how many days was it on the market? And it sold for this. It sold at sell price. It sold over sales price. So that's going to tell you, you can't lie about the numbers or the facts. They
Right.
are what they are. So
One of our friends, Blake Johnson, in his signature line, it always said, "Remember, it's your investment, not your home."
Right.
And I think it was interesting. You said it earlier. A lot of people kind of go out and build whatever the heck they want, wherever
Right.
the heck they want. And maybe you could talk a little bit about, because what you're saying is you're looking at comps, you're
Right.
seeing what's selling, you're looking at floor plans that are desirable, maybe houses that didn't sell. So if you were talking and someone's out there, they think they're going to build some houses, what are some trends you're seeing now that you think people should emulate? Like garage, no garage, dining room, no dining room, that type of thing.
the formal dining rooms have gone away in most cases now. The formal living room has gone away, and not a lot of new builds are wasting that space on a formal living room. We're replacing that more of an office. I think COVID, the big virus word, did a spin on that. A lot of people are allowed to work from home now or choosing to work from home more. So instead of spending that space on a formal dining or a formal living, we're making that an office space. Right when you walk in, you may have double doors office, ensuite bathrooms. Instead of used to, they did Jack and Jill's where everybody shared bathrooms. So now it's more so every bedroom has a bathroom within instead of sharing bathrooms.
That solves the multi-generational housing need too.
Yeah, so I would say that's a lot of the big. Another thing is people are wanting to build where definitely there's something downstairs, at least 2 bedrooms downstairs with the master and maybe another, because a lot of people these days are having their parents or the elderly come in and live with them, and is there some way to accommodate that? So that's another. So those, I would say those things kind of pop out.
Yeah.
probably the highest things right now that make a lot of sense on selling the product in the homes.
And then when it comes to the new homeowner, because it used to be, and this is probably not relevant or even, but it's just interesting to me, because it used to be, I would assume like a new homeowner would be like the 21 to 25 right out of college. Is it the same, or is new homeowners like that 28 to 32 range, or in the 40s?
The new homeowner these days, I think, are more in the middle age range, right out of college. You know, they're more focused on this, that everyone, not just a certain generation, we're more focused on what's the quickest, easiest way we can travel more, we can do this more, how do we just shut our house up and go. Everyone's on this go mode now. The younger generation is go, 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 and then the older generation, we're on the we want to go as much as we can. So I think it's more for us, our trend is it's more of that middle aged group where they've kind of done all the running, and now I think maybe, you know, the sense of creating a family, starting a family gives them more of the, okay, let's sit down for a minute and
let's have a house,
and let's have a house versus let's have a yard, and let's do this, let's have a, you know, look for a school district and those type of things, versus that younger. I mean, it's there's
the
more
skyrise apartment
there's
thing.
more renters these days than there are buyers, and of course some of that's because of rates and that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's interesting. Used to, it was like the American dream to like buy a home immediately. Me personally, I wouldn't buy anything else to live in right now. I would put money in investments, not for me personally to live in.